The film opens with Meghan Miles, reporting from a pet store where she is pounced on by multiple cats. Meghan is up for a job as an anchorwoman. Her mother calls her to wish her luck. Meghan does an interview, presenting herself as a clean-cut girl to please her superiors. She goes up to do a news report on an impending traffic jam that they call Carpocalypse Now. Keeping an eye in the sky is Chopper Steve, a reporter who spends his downtime texting and swearing. Meghan's friends Rose and Denise go to her house that evening to celebrate her impending promotion. They find Meghan lying on her couch holding a picture of a dog, looking melancholy. Her boyfriend Kyle dumped her and took all his stuff, including the dog. To add insult to injury, Meghan's producer Dan calls her to tell her that the anchorwoman job went to another reporter named Wendy Chung. Distraught, Meghan starts crying, so her friends propose that they go out that night and get drunk. Rose makes Denise give Meghan her dress so that she will look slutty. The ladies go to a club where Meghan gets very drunk. She almost leaves with a guy, but then walks out onto the fire escape. She is helped down by the bartender, Gordon. Meghan wakes up, she goes through her messages on her phone and listens to one from Dan. Turns out Wendy Chung was dropped from the anchorwoman position after risque photos of her were discovered, so Meghan has another shot at the job. She quickly dresses herself and leaves the apartment, only to find out she parked her car in a tow-away zone. She sees her car getting towed and fails to catch up to it. She finds an off-duty cab driver and tells him to take her to the impound lot, describing it as the places where they tow to. The cabbie misinterprets this as tattoo, which is a strip club, thinking Meghan is a stripper. She tells him he's got the wrong idea, and he tells her to give him a lap dance to 4 songs instead of paying. Meghan reluctantly agrees, but then runs away from the cabbie into a dark alley. Meghan continues trying to ask other drivers for help, unaware that she is in an area where prostitutes solicit. 2 police officers, Dave and Walter, see her and threaten to arrest her, believing Meghan to be a prostitute. As the sun rises, Meghan happens upon a crack dealer, Skrilla. The police drive up on the area, forcing the 2 to run. Meghan ends up in the dealer's crack house with his 2 partners, Hulk and Pookie. Skrilla and Hulk immediately think Meghan is either an undercover cop or a hooker, but Pookie recognizes her as the bitch from the news. He then offers Meghan tips on how to connect with a more diverse audience, saying she needs to present herself to other demographics equally, and that she looks too stiff. They let her use Skrilla's phone to call for help, but she only remembers 3 numbers, hers, her parents' and Kyle's. She sends a text to her own phone, and then calls Kyle for help. He doesn't believe her and is unwilling to help her, even as Skrilla and Hulk threaten him. Suddenly, rival drug dealers storm the crack house and begin shooting at Skrilla and his boys. They and Meghan run like hell out of there. Meghan flees the scene, and Pookie gives her some crack as a gift. Meghan tries to hop on a bus without any money. An elderly passenger mistakes her for a hooker as well. The bus driver pepper sprays her in the face and throws her off the bus. Meghan then comes across a Jewish worship center and tries to ask a rabbi for help. He also happens to mistake her for a temptress. She asks for just some change, and he tells her to sing to him. She sings, "Call Me Maybe," and enchants the rabbi until other rabbis come, forcing Meghan to run again. All of this activity is reported to the police, forcing officers Dave and Walter to chase her down. Meanwhile, Gordon sees the message from Meghan's phone and gets in touch with both Rose and Denise. They go to his apartment and manage to trust him enough to help look for Meghan. Denise comes up with the idea to call Key-tective and trace the GPS on Meghan's car keys, which she still managed to keep. Meghan finds a payphone and tries calling the news station to get in touch with Dan, but the operator doesn't believe her when she tells him she is Meghan Miles. Desperate, she tries to steal a boy's bike, but is caught by the kid. She pleads with him and tries to appeal to his good nature, but he just wants her to show him her boobs so he can take it. She shoves the kid away and rides off. Meghan runs from the cops by hiding out in a spa. She poses as a masseuse to a big hairy man, revealed to be the cabbie she stiffed. She runs from him and the cops before finally making it close to the impound lot. Unfortunately, it's past the freeway, right as traffic is coming in. Dave and Walter try to arrest her, but Meghan bolts out of there and narrowly avoids getting hit by a car. Meghan is thrilled to see her car waiting for her in the lot. However, she is not allowed to retrieve it without payment. Although she tries to convince the woman at the desk to let her get to her car and grab her purse so she can pay her, the woman is unconvinced and will only allow her for a bribe. Meghan leaves, defeated, until she sees the back gates opening. She sneaks in and finds her car. She starts looking for her purse, only to find that her car was broken into and the purse is gone. Meghan slumps into her seat, feeling lower, but then decides, fuck it, and drives off. The woman at the desk sees her on the security camera and closes the gates, and also raises the tax to take out her tires, leaving her stuck at the gates. Luckily, Gordon has found Meghan, and he gets her out of the car and into Rose's SUV. The friends drive Meghan away, only to get caught in the traffic jam. Thinking quickly, Meghan calls Dan to tell him she's on her way, and she also calls in chopper Steve to pick her up. She gets into the chopper with Gordon and leaves, right before the cops pull up to Rose and Denise, too late to catch Meghan. Meghan finally makes it to the station and is quickly fixed up. She goes on the air to report the news, which turns out to be her own story, as her antics have gotten her dubbed the hooker hoodlum. She starts to read the news by the script, but then comes clean on the air, admitting that she is the woman in the yellow dress that has been running through the streets on her walk of shame, but instead of feeling ashamed, she calls out the citizens of the city for accusing her of being a hooker, and saying that she only wants to tell the news as the truth. She also takes the time to call out Kyle for being a terrible boyfriend, and then gives a shout out to Rose and Denise for being great friends, as well as Skrilla, Hulk, and Pookie. She also mentions having met Gordon, as he is great for being there to help. Meghan leaves, knowing she has most likely lost her jobs. The producers from the studio approach Meghan, lauding her for the unexpected performance. They make negotiations with her to create a reality TV show about hookers going undercover to see what goes on around the city. She tells them that she will think about it and get back to them on that, as she needs shoes and a sandwich. The film ends with Meghan and Gordon walking away together romantically. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below which movie you want us to recap next. As always, until the next time.